We are here with Long Beach State head coach Natalie Reagan and student athletes Madi, Maxwell, and Elisa after a 3-1 loss in the semifinal round of the Hawaiian Islands presents the 2025 Outrigger Big West Women's Volleyball Championship. First, coach, just an opening statement about tonight's match.
Yeah, thank you. The body of work that our community has done over the season is huge, and I want to make sure that we're shouting out and recognizing everyone that came to all the games, everyone that supported, everyone that was behind us through thick and thin, wins and losses. And we talk about stretching the circle wider and making more people a part of our group and a part of our team. And it's so cool to see after this match, but really just over the however many X amount of matches we've played this year, how many people have jumped on board and been a part of what we're doing. And it's so special and it means the world to us. And a lot of you guys are in the room right now, but also all of the community, the 1,000+ people that show up to all these games, the 2,000+ crowds that we've had across the year. So we're very, very thankful for that community. It means the world to us. And also we want to be better for them. And we want to, win, and we want to get to the finals and get to the NCAA tournament again. So thank you to Long Beach Nation, really, truly from the bottom of our heart. It's been awesome to have you guys behind us.
We'll open it up for questions.
Zachariah, Beach TV News, congratulations, congratulations, and for the season. Tough loss tonight. Elise, I want to ask you, you being a senior transfer from Oregon, what does it mean for you to be a part of this program and be a leader, team captain on this program?
It's meant everything. I think coming to Long Beach was one of the best decisions I could have made. And I'm just so incredibly grateful for every single person that's been a part of my journey. I'm grateful for my parents. I want to start off by thanking them for just giving me the opportunity to play volleyball. But coaching staff has believed in me from day one, and I'm just so grateful. And I can't thank the girls enough. They are truly the heart of this entire experience for me, and have made it so enjoyable. So I'm just filled with a lot of gratitude.
Coach, you being this is your first full season as the head coach of the women's volleyball team. What was the season like? Undefeated at home.
Yeah, crazy. It's hard for me to zoom out right now and reflect on that to fully answer your question. What has the season been like? It's been joyous. It's been stressful. It's been crazy. It's been growing, and it's been so amazing. I think most importantly to have this group around us, each and every one of these individual players, each and every one of our staff members, we spend so much time with them, our managers, our support staff, our admin. It's just been such a joy in so many different ways, the ups and the downs. And we were reflecting earlier this week on some of the body of work that we've done, and putting together a list of all the accolades has just been so humbling. And to watch all of the accomplishments that this team has done with 10 newbies and 8 returners, and rebuilding the culture and getting to a place where we're having firsts from 2012, 2014, 2016, 1994. It was a really, really incredible year, and I'm truly honored to be a part of it.
All 4 of your seniors with big contributions tonight, at least 17 kills, both Rena Sheffy and Nico Thomas, good stuff in the middle, and then Tatum Hoffa, 2 aces. What have those 4 players meant to you, not only on the floor, but also in the locker room as leaders?
I'm so glad you said that, on the locker room as leaders. They've meant the world. We've built a lot of this program on their backs, and Tatum and Ree have been here since day one of their freshman year, and they are unsung heroes in a lot of different instances, and it was really, really awesome to watch them thrive this year and for the community to see what they're capable of. But they have done so much for this program, and the energy and the joy of this program. Elise, I can't speak highly enough of how she's changed this program in the last 3 years. She was a recruit that I've known since she was 14 years old, and to watch her growth and development, not only as a player, but as a human, has been such a joy. And this program's not the same without her in the last 3 years. And then also Nico Thomas came in and had an immediate impact. And to watch her step into who she is and own that, and you guys have seen the goofy side of who that kid is, and she does a great job of just being herself and very genuinely unique, and we love her for that. And she's given so much to her teammates and to Long Beach Nation, and I think to us as a coaching staff. So yeah, this senior group's really special. And you know, we talk a lot about legacy and planting a seed that you may never see the tree grow, and this senior group has absolutely done that.
On these 17 kills for you, you left it all out there. What has this group meant to you in your long climb back and everything that you've gone through over the last year plus to be back on the floor? Just talking about this team and your teammates and how much they've helped you.
It's truly everything. I think I've had a couple of just like really rough years with injury, last couple of years with injuries and everything. And I wanted to just be out there with them. Like, this group is so special, and I will talk about this for the rest of my life, but I am so incredibly grateful to every single person, and they truly have made this experience everything for me. And there's no other group that I would rather be out on the court with.
Madi, your move to center of the season, we've talked a lot about it after games and your performances. Going into the future of your career, what will you take away from this group and your experience this year?
You know, honestly, taking away a lot of trust. Going from playing a different position last year, the trust that this coaching group has in me, to be able to set, and the trust that these girls have in me to also be able to do that. You know, the first part of this year, I wasn't setting. Me and Elise were both out together for a lot of months this year, and heading into season, it was a little rocky in my own personal mind, but I think the trust was always there, and I can feel it, whether it's like said or not. Like, I can feel it from those girls, and like the trust that we have in each other is just insane. I can't talk enough about it.
Coach, thank you for an incredible season. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Long after the season ends, what do you hope to see from this group going forward far into the future?
Yeah, the future. You know, we're young, and we spoke about the seniors a little bit and the legacy that they're leaving, and there's a lot that our young group can take from that. So I think just carrying that on is really, really important and helpful, and something that I hope for with this group. But also, you know, the day and age, and just kind of putting our group aside for a second and just speaking about college athletics, the NCAA and the state of the transfer portal, recruiting, retention, NIL, it's just shambled, and it's a mess, and it's broken. And, you know, we have a lot of faith that the NCAA will figure this out, but it makes it really, really tough for these kids. And I think having that faith, having that community, having that exciting season, there's a lot that these girls love about each other and the program. And, you know, I hope to continue coaching them, but it will be a very interesting off season. And I think this group is just so special. And you talk about the freshmen and the transfers that came in this year and what they've built together, and I know that they believe in that. So this group together is pretty unstoppable, and we're hoping to add a couple of great pieces to it.
Hey guys, Matt from the 562. So got to talk about that third set. Obviously didn't end the way you guys wanted. 12 ties, 6 lead changes. When you go up against a team that you've played so many times, competitive matches, what was really the turning point for you guys in that one? That kind of a set was different than the rest of the couple sets before that.
You're talking about the third set? Yeah, the third set was back and forth, and we saw it in the earlier match too. When you're tied 1-1, that set determines a lot, not only statistically but also mentally and emotionally. And so losing a couple of points key in that set was big for us. But I truly thought that was a time where we could have collapsed, and, you know, even back to the second set, like, we could have laid down and said, like, oh, well, this is tough, and, like, good luck next year. But to watch them fight and go through that was really, really brave and courageous, and I think speaks a lot to who they are as people. And that was something that we saw and continue to see through the fourth set too. But yeah, that third set was tough. And, volleyball is so beautiful and tricky and amazing, and the momentum is just, it could go either way. You're talking about 2 points and small mistakes and small margins of error. So yeah, it could have gone either way there.
And then, you mentioned, you talked about it after you guys beat UCI, that, serve and receive could really turn and trigger how the runs will go in this one. Can you guys just talk about Kendall and her serve? Obviously, she's probably one of the tougher servers you guys will face in the entire conference. Just how difficult, obviously, she kind of catapulted their runs as they started to kind of chip away throughout it, and how difficult it was to kind of, you guys obviously got her sometimes, but she was able to get some of those aces in, and how did that kind of change the tide towards the end?
Yeah, Kendall, I've watched that kid for a long time. She's from around here, and she's an incredible player, and she's grown so much as a player. And to be really honest, I think she's leading the Big West in missed serves. And she has done an incredible job in the second half of season of really honing in that serve and understanding some maturity and some IQ of different tosses and how to handle it in different situations. And to be honest, I thought she did an incredible job of serving tonight. And there were moments where I was waiting for her to miss on the end line, and she did a great job of keeping it in and on us. So a lot of credit to her in those rotations. And our girls are really good passers. Consistently all year, we've been one, if not number 2, in opponent service aces. So keeping them to limited aces. And Bashir really put us to the test with that tonight.
Coach, much has been said about, Timothy Hessen of the Long Beach Current. But, much has been said of, the 10 newbies, obviously, for transfers and freshmen throughout the year. We talked about at the beginning of the year how, we were going to see how that played out. And, I feel like we have to mention Logan and her awesome season. Very easily could have won Freshman of the Year in the Big West. And then, just a ton of building blocks that you have going forward. I know it's kind of tough to reflect on the outlook of next year, coming out the same day of the season ending. But what do you make of the state of this program as far as the massive amount of building blocks that you guys have going forward?
On the way up. This is a program that is legendary, and the legacy goes back forever, and it's fallen from grace a little bit in the last 6 years, 10 years. And for us to have this season, to have this many firsts in this season, to have a 20-win regular season, there's so much to build on there. And the youth of this program, the legacy that the seniors are leaving behind, the leadership that we do have returning, there's a lot of really, really good things. And I'm saying this all tongue-in-cheek because I'd rather be competing tomorrow. But it really is, we have to zoom out and think about, where we're at as a program, because there are a lot of really good things. And I will say that freshman class and 3 of those transfers that are returning are a really big part of that. So they're bought into the legacy and what we're building, and they understand it takes time and it's not going to happen overnight. And, this should have been a rebuilding year. We lost 9 seniors. We lost 4 starters in the portal. We returned 1.5 starters. It should have been a rebuilding year. And instead, these girls are setting records. They're winning 20-plus games against good teams. They're taking UCLA to 5 sets. They're taking sets off of top 5 teams. I'm just so floored and impressed with this group, and I know that they'll continue to do great things.
You said 1.5, we were laughing.
1.5. Yeah.
For Madi and Elise, the matchup with Cal Poly this season, you guys have split the first 2 matchups. Both teams were undefeated at home against Big West teams. Obviously, we had the home court advantage with it being hosted at the Pyramid. But in the final rubber match, a lot of it was, they had several players up 15-plus kills. What did you kind of make of the matchup that you guys had with Cal Poly throughout the season, and how it kind of unfolded tonight?
Honestly, they have some ballers on that team. You can't lie. You see it. They have some really good athletic, volleyball smart players, and those are the really hard players to stop. It's hard to talk about it now after a loss, obviously, and it's, I don't know, they're a really good team to match up with, and they're a really fun and exciting team to play, and we really wanted it, and it didn't work out our way this time, but we're so excited to get to match up with them next year. I'm looking forward to it already.
I got nothing.
Taryn Rodriguez, host of Set Point on iSports Radio. This is a question for Elise and Madi. One player that really has come a long way is Rianne Sheffy. She just had been steady as a rock. Talk to me about Rianne's growth and how she pretty much started from the bottom. Now she's here.
It's been really awesome watching her play the way that she's been playing recently. I mean, she just grinds every single day and comes in so curious and wanting to get better, but also just like has a really great balance of like fun, but also being really locked in. It's been such a joy and pleasure to be on the court with her, and I'm really gonna miss it, but very, 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 very proud of her.
Yeah, I think above all, Rianne is just such a good human. I was just talking to her dad, and I was like, you raised an amazing daughter, and above being an athlete and a volleyball player, she comes in with a smile on her face every day, and she makes me better as a human. She makes our team better as a human. And, you know, she's waited her turn, and she works her butt off. She comes in. She doesn't complain. She comes in every day like it's her last, and she plays with her heart on her sleeve, and every single one of us appreciates it. You know, I take a lot of it from her, and so, yeah, that's going to be a huge loss.
And this is a question for Natalie. Obviously, this wasn't the biggest reason why the outcome was the outcome, but it seemed like Cal Poly was just running the middle effectively, and seemed like all of your opponents did that. Is stopping the middle next year going to be a key thing in the offseason?
Yeah, you know, stopping the middle is a complex question, and I think Cal Poly's middle is a little unique, the way they run their quick tempo offense. And to be honest, I thought their passing beat us in that sense. So it was a predecessor to the middle. Lelouge and Kelly have done an incredible job this year of executing and performing in tight moments. But really, you know, stopping the middle is one piece of the puzzle.
And then one last question for you, Natalie. Obviously, again, no moral victories in this, but you improved your win total. You basically said it best that this was supposed to be a rebuilding year, but you pretty much shattered expectations. What can we expect from next year? Because this team does have a lot of upside.
Yeah, if you guys have learned anything about me and our coaching staff, we don't really believe in rebuilding years. So we are, you know, pedal to the metal next year, and it starts today. And that motivation, that level of intent and dedication is not wavering at all. And, you know, fortunately, I get to focus on something different for another 6 weeks. But it's another piece of the puzzle. And, you know, we're excited. Our family's growing. And it really is something that we're constantly looking to improve. So, yeah, next year we're planning on being in the Big West Finals and continuing to grow this program.
Actually, more of a statement, but for Elise and Madi, phenomenal ambassadors to Long Beach State and the game of volleyball. Little girls wanting to be like you guys as you sit courtside, so it should give you some great joy and satisfaction knowing that you're inspiring the next generation of volleyball players. But my question is directly for Madi. On the broadcast, they pointed out that behind your shoe it says "For Dad." Can you explain that and what the significance is of that?
It's okay.
Take a breath.
My dad passed away in January of this year, and I have it on my wrist too. You know, and it's probably the toughest thing I ever had to go through. My family, they're absolute warriors. I have the best mom and the best brother in the entire world. And, you know, it was really hard being injured at the time too, especially for those months, you know, going through grief and being injured, and but couldn't have done it without these girls. I genuinely tell them, like, I don't think they understand, like, the reason I'm still playing volleyball is because of them. There was a lot of moments I wanted to quit, and, you know, I wanted to give up, and I wanted to just say, hey, I want to be at home with my family, but I love this sport, and I love these people, and that's who I do it for. And my dad was my best friend. You know, he played volleyball. He's my coach for a few years, and I don't know, it's more than a game, and I've learned a lot this year, and I've learned a lot from this one right here of, like, it's more than a game, no matter whatever you're going through, injury, grief, loss, whatever it is. It's just a joy to be with the people that you love every day, and I think the reason volleyball has been such a good relationship with me this year is because of that. And so that's who I play for, is my dad. And I'm really sad that he couldn't be here. But I know that he's watching. And he has a front row seat. And I'm lucky enough that a lot of my teammates got to meet him. So they know how amazing he is. And I am the person I am because of him. And yeah, I just couldn't be more grateful for this program and these people because I couldn't do it anywhere else. And
Thanks, Rob. No, he was an incredible man, an incredible coach, and there was a lot of times this year where we knew he was on the bench with us.
Congratulations on a successful season. And on behalf of the Big West, I just want to thank you and your team and the entire Long Beach State staff for hosting such a great championship.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
and also, I'm grateful for my husband.
Keith! No, I'm kidding. Kevin.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Thank you.